Hi, you must be Mackenzie.
Yes, I am.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Have you ever been to counseling before?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Do you know what informed consent is?
No, not a clue.
Okay. So, informed consent is a document that we're going to go over, and it's going to review my expectations as well as maybe some of your expectations, boundaries between me and you, and some of my rules within the therapeutic setting. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right. So, it's going to highlight some client counselor safety during the time that we work together. And it's going to contain important information about my professional services as well as the practice that I work for.
Okay.
And by signing or agreeing and then signing this form, you agree to the following procedures that we talk about.
Right. Yep.
Okay. So since this is the first time we're meeting, I'm really looking forward to being your counselor. As I learn more about you, I feel it's only fair that you know some things about me. So I attended Lemoyne College in Syracuse, New York, where I graduated with my bachelor's degree in psychology. And then I'm currently in their master's program for clinical mental health counseling.
Awesome.
So I would consider myself a counselor in training. I haven't taken the correct boards to be certified, just
Okay.
to let you know.
Okay.
Um, so I'm open to seeing a variety of clients, and I won't limit myself to populations, and I'm happy to have you here. So the purpose of therapy. Do you know the purpose of therapy?
Not really.
Okay. So seeking out therapy is obviously stressful, and it could have been a stressful and maybe discouraging for you. So here at our practice, we aim to form a therapeutic relationship and a warm environment with our clients. Um, so each client's going to have their own goals, but I'm going to work with you specifically to help create those goals and help you meet those goals. Does that sound
Awesome.
good?
Yeah.
So the goal of service. Obviously, attendance is very important, and it's assumed that you're gonna need less frequent sessions from me as time progresses. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
So there's no timeline on your healing journey, but the ultimate achievement would be you no longer needing services at all in the end.
Got it.
Okay. So what you choose to share in this safe space is confidential unless you indicate harm. And scenarios of that include indication of suicide, immediate, which is obviously if you make a death threat, um, immediate harm to self, indication of homicide or harm to others. So if you threaten to kill somebody else, just to be clear. If a judge signed a subpoena, I would have to go and present and talk about what we talk about here. And then if you made me aware of any child or vulnerable population abuse. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So as a counselor, I follow the code of ethics and I am a mandated reporter. So I'm legally required to report any of the above situations to the appropriate resource. So 911, police, Office of Family Child Services, anything like that. Okay. All right. So a little bit of my personal techniques. I believe clients are the driving force in their life. I'm going to implement theories of person-centeredness, maybe some solution-focused brief therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, and often use motivational interviewing. I know this probably all sounds some like stuff you don't know, but as we get further into therapy, I'll kind of work through things with you.
Okay. Great.
All right, so my sessions are about 45 to 60 minutes, depending on need. Um, I usually do weekly or bi-weekly appointments, and that's just up to your needs, as of right now, and we'll go over that as we get into our session.
Okay.
Obviously, I talked about that attendance is important, especially because the wait to find a counselor can be so long. There is a no call, no show fee of $50 for every session that is missed without warning. Um, you can cancel or reschedule within 24 hours, so without getting a fee. And obviously, we send reminder texts leading up to your appointment. Social media is a widely growing platform, as you know, and I'm sure you're present on many platforms, as am I. However, it's my policy to not accept friend requests or messages from clients or former clients on my personal social media accounts. There
Okay.
is a professional business page that you're more than welcome to follow if you choose to do so. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. Just another little rule. This office does not tolerate smoking, vaping, or the possession of weapons, and these include cigarettes, e-smoking devices, vapes, pocket knives, and firearms of any kind. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. I also hold the right to terminate our session if you come intoxicated or under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
Okay.
All right. Some limitations to counseling. While there may be professionals that can prescribe medications, it is not within my duty to do so. I'm just
Okay.
a counselor in training. Um, and I also cannot provide legal advice. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. I also do not provide after-hour crisis care, meaning that so when our office closes at 6 p.m., I'm no longer available until the next business day.
Okay.
If you do experience a true emergency in recording crisis counseling, we recommend you go to St. Joseph's 24-hour CPAP unit to get care. Excuse me. All right, so I'm only available by phone call, email, and appointments Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. Okay?
Yep.
All right. So counseling is going to have some risks and some benefits. Some potential risks include relationship dissolvement, which means maybe you find yourself breaking off from people in your life once you realize you've come to these conclusions that you no longer want them in your life. Unanticipated life changes, not meeting all your personal goals, or finding out maybe we're just not a right match for each other. And I'm more than happy to help you find a different counselor if that's the case. Also, if you don't find yourself meeting your goals and want to change your treatment plan, you have all the right to collaborate and change it to fit your style. Just gotta work with me on that and let me know. Some benefits to counseling could be you have an improved mood, you have symptom reduction, you're gaining a personal insight of yourself and the environment around you, as well as improved social interactions between the world around you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So obviously I mentioned that you're able to participate in the counseling plan. With that being said, I also have the right to make changes if I feel like no progress is being made. Your treatment plan, we're going to revisit probably every other month just to make sure you're on track to meeting those goals.
Okay.
Technology is a big thing in our world today, as I said, with social media. Um, if you find yourself wanting to do distance counseling, which means via Zoom
Mhm.
or like kind of like a telehealth appointment, I don't prefer to do that because there's less confidentiality that way. Um, it's usually reserved for people with contagious illness, family death matters, or other situational factors. So,
Got it.
yes. Some billing. This is all going to be in your paperwork, but the individual session cost is $125. And I do take many insurances, but if I don't take yours, I can submit it and you can get reimbursed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Couple more things and then we'll be done. So you have the right to refuse. Every client has the right to refuse. You can refuse their release of information. You can refuse to sign our counseling agreement. However, if you refuse to sign this agreement, that means I'm not going to provide you any services. That means we're just not on the same page.
Right.
Lastly, you do have the right to pause counseling at any time. But if you're feeling like something's wrong or we're not a great fit, just make me aware of the situation and I'll see if there's something I could do for you.
Okay.
All right. Although I respect your right to refuse counseling, there may be consequences out of my personal control. So, for example, if you were court ordered mandated to be here and you don't attend, that could result in legal action, and that's completely out of my control. So, okay, does that? I know that was a lot of information. I'm going to give you a chance to read through the document again before you have to sign if you want to.
Okay.
But by signing this document, you agree to the following procedures, guidelines, boundaries that ensure your safety as my client. I'll give you the time to go through the document. 5-10 minutes. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
And then, do you have any questions before you sign?
I don't believe so.
All right. I look forward to getting to know you and forming a relationship with you, and I'm excited to see where your counseling journey goes.
Thank you.
No problem.